यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा मुरलीधर राधा मुरलीधर राधे प्रभुपाद 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 जय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय So, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 12th chapter, shloka number 32 and 33. We'll read the Sanskrit shloka. Text number 32. Enaiva sarveshu bahargateshu प्राणेषु वत्सान् सुहृदः परेतान् दृष्ट्या स्वयोत्थाप्य तदन्वितः पुनः वक्त्रान् मुकुन्दो भगवान् विनिर्ययो. So translation by Srila Prabhupada. When all the demons' life air had passed away through that hole in the top of his head, Krishna glanced over the dead cows and cowherd boys and brought them back to life. Then Mukunda, who can give one liberation, came out from the demon's mouth and with his friends and the cows. Text number 33. Pina hi bhogo thitam adbhutam mahat ज्योतिस्वधाम्ना ज्वलयद् दिशो दश प्रतीक्षखेव स्थितमीश निर्गमम् विवेश तस्मिन् मिषतां दिवौकसा. Translation. From the body of the gigantic python, A glaring effulgence came out, illuminating all the directions and stayed individually in the sky until Krishna came out from God's mouth. Then, as all the demigods looked on, this effulgence entered into Krishna's body. Purport. Apparently, the serpent named Aghasur, because of having received association with Krishna, attained mukti by entering Krishna's body. Entering the body of Krishna is called Sayujya Mukti. But later verses prove that Aghasur, like Dantavakra and others, received Sarupya Mukti. This has been broadly described by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur with references from the Vaishnava Toshini of Srila Jiva Goswami. Aghasur attained Sarupya Mukti, being promoted to Vaikuntha planet to live with the same four-armed bodily features as Vishnu. The explanation of how this is so may be summarized as follows. The effulgence came out from the python's body and became purified, attaining spiritual Shuddha Sattva, freedom from material contamination. Because Krishna had stayed within the serpent's body, even after the serpent's death. One may doubt that such a demon, full of mischievous activities, could attain the liberation of Sarupya or Sayujya. And one may be astonished about this. But Krishna is so kind that in order to drive away such doubts, he had the effulgence, the individual life of the python, wait for some time in its individuality in presence of all the demigods. Krishna is the full effulgence, and every living being is part and parcel of that effulgence. As proved here, the effulgence in every living being is individual. For some time, the effulgence remained outside the demon's body individually and did not mix with the effulgence, whole effulgence, the Brahma Jyoti. The Brahman effulgence is not visible to material eyes, but to prove that every living being is individual, Krishna had this individual effulgence stay outside the demon's body for some time, for everyone to see. Then Krishna proved that anyone killed by him attains liberation, whether Sayujya, Sarupya, Samipya, or whatever. But the liberation of those who are on the transcendental platform of love and affection is Vimukti, special liberation. Thus, the serpent first entered the body of Krishna personally and mixed with the Brahman effulgence. This merging is called Sayujya Mukti. But from later verses, we find that Aghasur attained Sarupya Mukti. Text 38 explains that Aghasur attained a body exactly like that of Vishnu. And the verse after that also clearly states that he attained a completely spiritual body like that of Narayana. Therefore, in 2 or 3 places, the Bhagavatam has confirmed that Aghasur attained Sarupya Mukti. One may then argue, how is it that he mixed with Brahman effulgence? The answer is that as Jay and Vijay, after 3 births, again attained Sarupya Mukti and association with the Lord, Aghasur received a similar liberation. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Divyai Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone, for the morning Bhagavatam class. So, it's a very different kind of experience sitting in front of devotees like proper disciples, Adi Purush, and others. Because of their mercy and sacrifices, we are able to chant and be in ISKCON. So, in my own mother tongue, there is a saying called Lahan Tundi Mutha Ghas. Means your stature is very small. You are a very small person, but you speak a very big words. So I hope I will not do that. Whatever I heard from the previous acharyas as well as the devotees, I will just speak those things. Especially for this particular class, I've referred the classes of His Grace Sarvabhaum Prabhu, one who preaches in Pakistan. And
we have a friend John here. He's only been to class twice.
okay.
We have a whole lot of Sahadru Jamukhi and all this stuff. And you better
I will take care.
Make it accessible.
And His Holiness Radha Govinda Swami Maharaj. So whatever I will speak, that it's their mercy.
Yeah.
So generally in Krishna's Leelas, pastimes, we have there two types of pastimes of Lord Krishna. One is called as Nitya Leela or Vastavik Leela. Nitya Leela means those who are like permanently going on. They always happens. Whether it is a Bhauma Vrindavan, means the Vrindavan which is present right now in Bharat, in Uttar Pradesh, and whether it is a spiritual one. Those kind of Leela, they always happen. So that's why they are called Nitya Leela. Nitya means permanent. They're always happening, whether we are seeing them or whether we are not seeing them. And the second type of Leela are called as Vyavaharik Leela, or we can call it as a Avatar Leela. Avatar Leela means the pastimes which happens only when Krishna is present, as well as when he is there in a Bhauma Vrindavan, means Vrindavan which is right now present in Bharat. So this Vyavaharik Leela means the Asuras which were killed by Krishna, they generally come, that kind of pastimes, demon killing pastimes, they come into Vyavaharik Leela. Because there are no demons in the spiritual world. There is only what we say? Rumors. Oh, demon came. Everybody is like, oh, demon came, like that. But there is no actual demon in the spiritual world. But in material world, mostly 99% people are having that kind of tendencies. So whenever Krishna was present in the Vrindavan, in Uttar Pradesh, there were like demons every day they were coming. So these pastimes of killing demons are called as a Vyavaharik Leela. So this Agahasur Leela is called Vyavaharik Leela, or the pastime which happened here in this world when Krishna was personally present on the planet Earth. Now this Agahasur Leela, it happened on Balaram Purnima. So we can come to know that it is Balaram Purnima because the description comes when Krishna came to the forest for grazing cows. Balaramji was at home. Rohini Mai told him that you should be at home because it's birthday today and you have to give donations to the Brahmanas and all other, saintly personality. So Balaramji was there in the home. So he was not there with Krishna. And this particular Leela of Aghasur, it happened in a village of Vrindavan called Sapola. The names of towns in Vrindavan, Vrajadham in India, they are so beautiful. Just like Aghasur came in the form of a python or a snake. So he got killed in a particular village. That's why the name of that village is Sapola. Sapola means Sapa. Sapa means snake in Hindi. So he got killed in that village. That's why the village name is Sapola. The another town in village is like a Sei. Sei means when Lord Brahma, he kidnapped all the cowherd boys and the cows and the calves of Lord Krishna. He came after some time and he saw that whoever was kidnapped by him, they're present there in front of Krishna and they're playing with Krishna. And he was like, I kidnapped all of them. Which one is right? This one is right or that one is right? So in Hindi, right or true means sahi. That word is used. So Brahmaji is saying, this is sahi or that is sahi. This is true or that is true. So sahi, 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 and the village name is Sei. So that is the village name. So Braj is so sweet, like Krishna. There is another village called Chaumoha. So Lord Brahma kidnapped all the cows and cowherd boys from that village. And Brahmaji has how many heads? 4 heads. So Chau means 4. And Muha means face. So the person who was having 4 faces, Chau Muh, he kidnapped all the cows from you. That's why the village name is Chau Muha. So there are so many sweet, village names, and all the villages are named after Krishna's pastime. So we can see the devotee and the devotion and the Brajavasis' love for Krishna, that their every activity, their every one village is named after Krishna's pastimes. That is the love and sweetness of love of Brajavasis for Krishna. So there is another reason why this pastime, especially Aghasur pastime, happened in Balram Purnima. So anybody can say, okay, Aghasur came on that day, that's why it happened. But generally it is said that if we observe, there are 2 snakes which came in Krishna Lila. The first is Aghasur and the second is Kaliya. And both came in absence of Balram. So when Aghasur came, it was Balram Jayanti. And second time when Kaliya Daman happened, that time also it was not mentioned that whether it is a Balaram Purnima or not, but Balramji was not there with cowherders. He was at home, actually. So why it is that? It is said Krishna is a very sensitive God, right? Balramji is who? In one of his form, he's a Shesha, right? He's a master of all the snakes. So if Krishna will punish one of his descendant, whether it's Aghasur or Kaliya, Balramji will say like, my descendants are so rascals, actually, they're troubling Krishna a lot. So Krishna doesn't want to hurt Balramji or give any kind of a message or like, my descendants are displeasing my Lord. So that's why most of these Leela, snake Leela, happened when Balramji was not there. And second thing is that if Balramji would have been there during Aghasur Leela, being a Shesha, you could have recognized Aghasur and said, hey, you, this is not game. This is Aghasur. Hey, what are you doing here? Go from here. So from Rasa point of view, Sarvabhaum Prabhu was telling that Balramji didn't came. And for Kaliya Leela, Kaliya was staying in the Yamuna for ages. But Krishna particularly chose the day when Balramji was not there, so that he will punish. So Balramji came afterward when Krishna started just, he was in the coils of a Kaliya. Then Balramji came with the Brajavasis. So Krishna is a very, very kind, sensitive kind of God. Bhakti Vinod Thakur explains that every demon in the Krishna Leela represents certain kind of a anartha, or what we call anartha as
unwanted quality.
Qualities in our unwanted qualities in our heart. So agha, the proper meaning of agha is papa, sinful activities, plus violence, cruelty, envy. So Aghasur was so cruel and he was so envious. He was considering Krishna to be the murderer of his own sister and brother. Putana was his sister and Bakasur was his brother. So a family of demonic family completely. So their genes were like that. So naturally, this Aghasur, he was considering Krishna is murderer of my own sister as well as my brother. So he has no right to be happy. Okay, so I will kill him. And not only him, those people who are taking pleasure with him, those who are having a nice sportive activities with him, I will kill them also. That is kind of a nature. That revengeful attitude was there in Aghasur's mouth. So it can be compared with Atamku, the terrorism. Terrorists, they comes in a very mild form, as if they are the tourists. Oh, they are the very nice people. They came for just a small, as a workers, so that they can have a nice income. But when they come in a very mild form, but they bring such a disaster in that particular country. We all know that. We have all experienced those things. So Aghasur is like a terrorist. He came in a very beautiful form of a sporting cave, standing there as if a wide open mouth, that you please come and, have a nice fun within the cave. But what he was bringing? A disaster. He killed all the calves and the cowherd boys. And the another angle for this particular event is that generally in Vrindavan, nothing happens without the, as a wish or desire of the Lord. Everything happens as per the desire of the Lord. Generally, what would happen? All the cowherd boys, they start playing with Krishna, cows, they were grazing, and they were like, so much into their sport that they would forget whether we have to take lunch or we have to stop or where are our calves. No, they were just totally into their sports because they were with Krishna. They were into full concentration. Generally when we start chanting, we also go into full samadhi. There is a different kind of a samadhi. Sometimes the background music also comes like in our chanting. So that kind of concentration is there in our chanting. But here they're fully Krishna conscious. They're fully, giving pleasure to Krishna. So generally what was happening? Krishna thought, if this play is not getting interrupted, then there will be no lunch. If there is no lunch, there will be late. We will be late for going home. And naturally, what will happen? Mother, father, parents, they will scold everyone that why you are so late. So that's why Krishna used to give inspiration. Mattah smritir jnanam apohanam. Krishna was giving inspiration to these demons. Most of the demons would come during the lunch time. Most of them. So they will interrupt the lunch. They will interrupt the play. And after killing of the demon, every Gwalabal will say, Krishna, we are very hungry. Please let us have a lunch now. So that was Krishna's plan. So in that sense, we can say whatever the cowherd boys went inside the cave or Agha's mouth, it's Krishna's inspiration to them. Okay, now we should interrupt the play and we should go ahead with the lunch. So that's why they went inside. Now in the 18th shloka, if we take the 18th shloka of this particular chapter, it is clearly mentioned that when cowherd boys went inside the mouth of Aghasur, they were completely fearless. They were like, Krishna will take care of everything. We have to just go inside. But they were discussing, it looks like cave. Some of them said, no, it's not a cave. It's actually, I think, a big serpent's mouth. It's wide open. We should not go inside. So they were discussing. Some of them, we should not go. And some of them, let us go. Why? You are not just a toddler. You are a big man now. Just we will go and we will play inside. So they were completely fearless. They they were putting everything on Krishna's shoulder, every responsibility, and they are going inside. So in the same chapter in 24th shloka, it is said that they were having complete faith in Krishna, and that's why they were fearless. In the 7th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, Sutta Goswami says in 7th shloka, Yasyavai Shrumanayam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktir Utpadate Pumsa Shoka Moha Bhaya Apah. So as soon as somebody gives the oral reception to the Krishna Katha or Krishna's pastime, what happens? As soon as, the word is very important, as soon as you hear about Krishna, bhakti will arise in your heart. If we give a sincere oral reception to Krishna's pastime, as soon as we will do that, what will happen? The devotional service, the devotional attitude will arise in our heart. And what will happen? Shoka, moha, bhaya, apa. The shoka means lamentation, moha means greed, and bhaya means fear will go out. Now, why these three words are there? Somebody has a lust, anger, pride, greed, envy, illusion will go away, or you will get liberation, you will get this or that. Like, why these particular three words are used? So in Vedic scriptures, whatever the words are used, they are not like, it just came to my mind. It's a beautiful word. I like this word, shoka, moha, bhaya, and it go as per the meter. Not like that. Every word in the shloka, in the scriptures are used with a particular intention. So with this, Acharya says that Suta Goswami is giving us that as soon as you hear about Krishna, devotional service arises in your heart, your past, your present, and your future. You don't have to worry about these things. So how? Shoka. In our life, we lament for the things most of the time. And what lamentation? It's about past deeds. Oh, this had happened to me. If I had done this, then this would have happened. So we are always lamenting for these things, which is now not under our control. And we would have done something better about it. So most of the time, people lament about their past deeds. Most of the time, the events which happened in the history, they lament about that. So shoka. The next is moha. Moha means greediness in heart. In the present time, we are always like, I have only Apple 11 Pro with me. I should have 14 Pro with me. I should have Apple. I should have MacBook Pro. I should have this. I should have, I don't know, the aristocratic area in Manhattan, but in Bharat, in Mumbai, we have Malabar Hill. I should have a house there, a beautiful home. I have only 2 BHK. I should have 4 BHK house with me. So they're always greedy for this kind of things. I want more money, more prestige, more and more big post. So this is a present. We are very greedy about the things. So we don't have to worry. The person don't have to worry about that. And after that, there is a bhaya. We are always fearful of our future. What will happen? This thing will not happen. What will happen about future? What will happen about my next generation? So Krishna, Suta Goswami says, as soon as the devotional service is there in your heart, you don't have to worry about this thing. Krishna will, yoga kshema vahamyam. Krishna will take care of all those things. And person, he generally becomes fearless, lamentationless, and greediless, or greed is not there. So the words which are used, they're very beautiful. In the Bhagavad Gita also, Dhritarashtra and Sanjay, they were having a conversation between them. And at one point when Arjuna, he just gives up everything and he's just like, Krishna, I don't want to fight. By hearing that, Dhritarashtra was like, now Arjuna will not fight. That means my sons are going to win the battle. So Sanjay, being a very talented person, he just recognized that what Dhritarashtra is thinking about. So he used a particular shloka in which there is 4 words. Gudhakesha Parantapa. He uses the word for Arjuna, Gudhakesha Parantapa. And for Krishna, he uses a word Rishikesha. So by these 3 words, Sanjay is giving message to Dhritarashtra. What is that message? That Sanjay is saying what you are thinking. Now he is under, mode of ignorance. That's why he can't control his senses and mind. And he's saying that I will not fight. But remember, who is he? Gudhakesha. He is a conqueror of ignorance. You Dhritarashtra, you don't know. He will conquer his ignorance. Right now, his senses are not in his stable position because he's under ignorance. Remember, he's the same person who did not sleep for 13 years. He has conquered his sleep as well as his ignorance. And Dhritarashtra said, that's okay, but what he will do after that? He's a Parantapa. He's a slayer of his enemies. He's a destroyer of his enemies. So what he will do? In front of him are your sons and he will destroy them. So he's a Parantapa. And Dhritarashtra said, okay, that's okay. He's a Gudhakesha, Parantapa. But right now it doesn't seem like that. He will not come out of his ignorance and, whatever the complete curtain is there of affection, false affection on his eyes. He will not come out of it. I don't think so. So Sanjay says, don't worry. In front of him is a Rishikesha. He's a controller of senses. Krishna will control his senses and he will give him a proper knowledge by which he will slay your sons. So the words which are used in the scriptures, they are very particular. They have their own position and their own meaning in every shloka like that. So that's what here. So shows Yasya vai Shrunumanaya, that our past, present and future will be safe. Then next comes in Mahabharata also Draupadi says, the shloka which we often says, right? Pratigya tava govinda name bhaktya pranashyati iti samsmritya pranana kshandaryami. When she, had this shloka during the Chirhara, Dushasan was trying to disrobe Draupadi. During that time, Draupadi said that, Krishna, I know you have taken a pratigya, you have taken a vow that my devotee will never perish. So as soon as I remembers that particular vow of yours, I am fearless. So the devotee of Krishna, they are always fearless. Now this is what cowherd boy was thinking. Like, okay, now Krishna will take care of this thing. But what Krishna was thinking? Krishna said, I am Hari. So Hari means there are two things. I have to steal the hearts of my devotees, as well as I have to take away the prana, the soul of Aghasur, right? The life air of Aghasur. I have to accomplish both the tasks. If in order to kill the Agha, something happens to my friends, I could not bear that. So I have to kill Kaliya, Aghasur, as well as I have to protect my devotees. So Aghasur was wide open mouth, inviting Krishna, please come, you are the murderer of my sister and brother, please come. This is called inviting our own death. Please come. We know this is not going to happen. It's like a frog is cracking. They are making sounds. What it attracts? It attracts snakes only. So Aghasur is here. Snake is attracting somebody. Like, please come and kill me. So Krishna, he was heading towards now Aghasur. So Jiva Goswami says Krishna was, many shlokas, the description came, Krishna doesn't want it that each and every cowherd boy should go to the mouth of Aghasur. That was his desire. And he was trying to, hey, don't go inside the mouth. But everybody went. Jiva Goswami says Krishna is Satya Sankalpa. Satya Sankalpa means whatever he says, whatever he desires, whatever his wish is there, that happens. Now Krishna's desire is that cowherd boy should not enter the mouth of Aghasur. But here they entered. So how is it? Krishna, whether he is a Satya Sankalpa, that's a doubt, right? So Jiva Goswami gives a very beautiful explanation that Krishna and his devotees are so wonderful. Jiva Goswami says, Leela Shakti song. There is a difference between Krishna's desire and cowherd boy's desire. Cowherd boys want to enter inside and Krishna doesn't want that cowherd boy should enter. So Leela Shakti gave preference to whom? Devotees' desire. So whenever there is a clashes or a differences of opinion between Krishna and devotees, it's always, most of the time, devotee wins and Krishna take a back. No, my devotee. Kaunteha pratijanimi name bhaktya pranashyati. So that's why Krishna said, if I declare that my devotee will never perish, people say, don't believe him. He's like that. He says one thing and he does another thing. But if you declare, being my devotee, if you declare that Krishna says that my devotee will never perish, each and every person will have a faith on you. So in always, Krishna gives much preferences to desires of a devotee. So this is a Damodar month, right? Yashodamai wanted that Krishna should be bound. Krishna doesn't want that I should get bound. But still, who won? Yashodamai, finally, right? So after much effort, it is said that the Damodar Leela started during the sunrise and Krishna got bound at sunset. So whole day, what was happening? Yashodamai was trying to bound Krishna. In the pastime of deliverance of Nalakuber and Manigriv, why they got deliverance? There was nothing. They were a heavenly planet people. In their Madhira Pan. They did a mischief. But Narada was having a desire that they should get delivered. They should get Krishna Prem. That's why Krishna gave them Krishna Prem. In case of Jagai and Madhai, Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he just called for a Sudarshan Chakra that I will slay both of them. But why they got Krishna Prem? Nityananda Prabhu wanted. So whenever there is a desire of devotee for something, Krishna will definitely fulfill that desire because he gives much preference to his devotees' desire rather than. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Wonderful animated class. We delight to see your facial expressions and gestures and your enthusiasm to talk about this pastime. So in this story, big snake comes, big demon trying to kill the Lord and his friends. And you spoke about the fearlessness. And we're remembering, Srila Prabhupada said, for us to be fearless, the requirement is that actually we're surrendered to the will of the Lord. Lord, do whatever you like with me. If you embrace me, if you kick me, use me as you like for your purposes. And when by surrender, we get fearlessness, we're also actually able to show genuine love. But without surrendering to the Lord, we don't have access to fearlessness or the ability to really love anyone. Right? So Krishna is so wonderful that he's giving us access to being fearless and to be loving. It's cool, eh? Okay, just elaborating on a point you made.
So the last thing is that cowherd boys, they were fearless. Krishna was intention. So it is said that when Aghasura was there, demigods were inside the cloud. They were, hiding. Oh, Aghasura might see us like that. So it is said that demigods, they are like big personalities. What are in front of cowherd boys? They're the big people. Plus they are drinking amrita, nectar. So they have long lifespan. Still they are fearful. So what is the difference between them? Demigods and cowherd boys. They say demigods, they drink amrita. But cowherd boys, they drink namamrita, the nectar of holy name. That gives a fearlessness. And regarding Krishna's desire, Krishna doesn't want it that I should get separated from my devotees. That's why he was willing that they should not go to Aghasura. He can't tolerate the separation from his devotees. And after this pastime, there is a Brahma Vimohan Leela. So there are three reasons given that when Brahma came to say sorry to Krishna and Indra came to say sorry to Krishna, Krishna, reciprocated with a very different way to both of them. So he reciprocated with Indra in a very nice, mild way. If we compare both Brahma and Indra, Indra's mistake is much more higher. He tried to kill all Brajavasis. Brahma didn't want to kill all the Brajavasis. He just stole away for a certain time. But still, Krishna, he neglected Brahma. But for Indra, he was like very nice. Oh, welcome and very nice. So Acharyas give three reasons why he did that. With great post comes great responsibilities. Brahma's post is much more higher than the Indra. But still he did a mistake. Even Brahma was told by Krishna that I will come to Vrindavan in my original form. Still Brahma did that. So that's why Krishna was much more unhappy with Brahma as compared to Indra. The second point is that when Brahma came, he came like alone and he asked for sorry and extremely sorry like that. But when Indra came, he came with Surabhika. He approached Krishna through Surabhika, not on his own. So if we approach Krishna through his devotees, Krishna gives much more, he gives mercy much more early as compared to if we approach him alone. That's why devotees are very important. Devotees are compared to the lenses, convex lenses. As much as devotees are there between us and Krishna, we can see Krishna near to us. As much as less devotees are there, Krishna will be that much away from us. And the third reason is given by the mistake of Brahma. Cowherd boys was in separation for complete 1 year. Krishna got separated from his friends for 1 complete year. But by Indra's mistake, all the cowherd boys were there, all the Brajavasis were there, 24 hours with Krishna for 7 days. That's why, although it was a mistake, Krishna was very happy. That's okay. Because of you, They were with me for 24 hours and they were having a festival underneath the Govardhan. So Krishna is very sensitive towards his devotee and he loves his devotees a lot. So if we approach Krishna through the devotees, if we serve Krishna through the devotees, it's naturally that Krishna will give us lots of mercy. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Whatever is good I have spoken, that is by the mercy of Acharyas and all the devotees. And sorry if I've spoken something extra. Arjuna Prabhu, Adipurusha in front of you, has spoke. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants? We have only 2 minutes.
In the chat, anyone online?
Anyone like to say something online? Mute yourself.
Rakshan Krishna Prabhu, what beautiful class. What if my desires are crazy? Will Krishna fulfill them? I don't want that to happen.
You know, Lord Ramachandra, he stands straight. Krishna doesn't stand straight, Prabhu. If he's with Srimati Radharani or even if he is with Balramji, he is always Tribhanga form. So he's a Swarata. What desires? He doesn't fulfill the desires what you want. He fulfills desires what you need. So if it is good for your devotional service and progress in devotional service, it's 108% sure he will fulfill. But if it is not good for your devotional service, he will give a second thought for that. That's what Krishna does.
Nice. Thanks for clarifying that, Prabhu. We have a question from Kartik. Thank you for this delightful class, Kartik says. You mentioned that one of the meanings of Hari is a thief. If Krishna owns everything, how can he be a thief?
So, Prabhu, there is always a principles and there are always one thing which is called a rasa. So as a tattva, Krishna owns everything. Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarvam pravartate. So everything comes from him and he is the master of everything. But if we see rasa point of view, Krishna always wants to relish the rasa as well as he wants to give the pleasure to his devotees. So from rasa point of view, if it pleases the cowherd girls and the women of Brajavasi that he should steal the butter, he will steal. And what he steals the heart of his devotees. So when devotee give heart to the Krishna, he naturally tries to steal because we have our own free will. Krishna doesn't interfere. But if somebody desires to give his heart to Krishna, naturally he steals that heart. So in that sense, it's called as a Hari. He steals away the heart of his devotees. He doesn't forces anyone to give. But if somebody is willing, he steals it. So in that sense, from rasa point of view, he is a Hari. He is a stealer. Among the thieves, he is the greatest thief. Like that. So that is what I get. Anything, if Adipurusha or Arjuna wants to say something about it.
Very good point. The Lord is controlling everything and owning everything. But he has given us our free will, like you said. So he really, what we have to give is our desire and our love and our willingness to please him. That he has allowed us to choose to give or not. Right?
Yes.
So that's what we can give, Lord. But as I am, imperfect, whatever, I offer myself to you. Please accept me. And he does. And it's so wonderful. Krishna is so wonderful. We're here to glorify the Lord. How wonderful is Krishna. He gives us something to give him. Very nice. Beautiful class.
Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Rakshan Krishna Prabhu ki jai.
Sweet class.
So receive with great honor.
Hare Krishna. Love you all. Haribol. Yeah, see, Kartik is getting promoted from the realm of logic and common sense into the realm of Leela. So Kartik, please bring us with you. All right, Hare Krishna.